Putin. Putin may be able to take a city, but he'll never be able to hold the country. And if we do not respond to Putin's assault on global peace and stability today, the cost of freedom and to the American people will be even greater tomorrow. So we're going to continue to support the brave Ukrainian people as they fight for their country. And I call on Congress to pass the $12 billion Ukraine assistance package that I have asked them for of late. Ukrainian people are demonstrating by their physical courage that they are not about to just let Putin take what he wants. That's clear. They'll defend their freedom, their democracy, their lives.
$12 billion for the Ukraine. 12, not dollars, not $1,200, not $12,000, right? I need you guys to really talk to me in the chat, and every couple minutes I need you to tell me you can hear me. I didn't say $12. I didn't say $1,200. I didn't say $12,000. I didn't say $12 million. We said $12 billion for the Ukraine. And, you know, because we understand why the Ukraine needs to pick up arms to protect themselves. 12 billion for you niggas. Even though we're facing inflation, overwhelming, unprecedented amounts of inflation. We have $7 gallon gas in some places in America and all type of shit. Not to mention reparations. Fuck reparations. 12 billion out of nowhere for where? Ukraine. Where is Ukraine on the map? I don't know. Where the fuck is the Ukraine on the map? I have no idea. But he just sent 12 billion over there instead of giving it to your black ass.
Whoa, hey, why are you insulting my intelligence? Are you serious?
Now remember the narrative that they're pushing. Somebody put that in the chat. This is the narrative. What is the narrative that they're pushing with the Ukrainian thing? The narrative that they're pushing is, oh, the Ukrainians are so brave. The Ukrainians are so brave, and we understand Ukrainian people picking up guns to defend themselves. The United States government is saying we understand the Ukrainians. Average, not military Ukrainians. We understand average Ukrainian people picking up arms to defend themselves. Now, why is this important? I wonder. I'm just throwing it out there. How does Joe Biden feel about black Americans picking up arms? The average black American citizen. The same way the Ukrainian citizen you're talking about. What about the average black American citizen picking up arms? Do you support them picking up arms against so-called fucking intruders? Sometimes I just feel like I'm yelling into a black hole. I know you guys are here and I appreciate you guys. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. This online pro bono interactive learning course in which like-minded and some not so like-minded individuals gather in order to discuss nuanced and sometimes controversial topics so that we may all possibly gain a further level of clarity and understanding moving forward. It's very important. But sometimes I just feel like I'm yelling into a black hole and it's not going anywhere. Are you listening? The Ukrainians can pick up arms to defend themselves against whoever they deem is an intruder. But your black ass, you have to be told, no matter if it's Dylan Roof walking into your church to kill your ass, he's not an intruder. You just have to forgive him. He's just a lost soul and mental illness, and you got to act like Jesus and turn the other cheek. Every other excuse that they give your ass, but the Ukrainians get to pick up arms. And Joe Biden, he not only does he understand them, but he gives them 12 billion of our reparations dollars. Joe Biden gave the Ukrainians 12 billions of your black ass dollars. Joe Biden says The Ukrainians will defend their democracy, defend their people, defend their lives, and I support them. But will he have the same energy for black Americans? Can black Americans defend their people, defend their democracy, defend their lives? Good old Indian woman Kamala Harris, the Indian woman Kamala Harris, she said, I'm not going to do nothing that benefits black people. No. So now it's all coming together, isn't it? You're not going to do anything to benefit black people, but you can do something to benefit Ukrainian people. Where the fuck is the Ukraine, bitch? See, this is the reason why they don't want J-Lethal to exist. Because if you put, the reason why you gave Cardi B a fucking interview with fucking Joe Biden is because if you gave J-Lethal an interview with Joe Biden, I would say, hey, Joe Biden, where the fuck is the Ukraine? Can you even point to the Ukraine on a fucking map, you old bitch? Talking about you not gonna do nothing for black people in America that you owe us. What the fuck do you owe to the Ukraine? Who the fuck is the Ukraine?
Do you support reparations for black people?
Well, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No, because whatever benefits that black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country. Right? Whatever benefits that black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country.
Now you better understand that we're being played, motherfucker. We are being played, motherfucker. I'm gonna say it one more time for the chat. We are walking a tightrope, and these motherfuckers are trying to get you to fall off.
I just love the idea of exploring the unknown. And then there's other things that we just haven't figured out or discovered yet. To think about so much that's out there that we still have to learn. Like, I love that. I love that. And so I'm very excited about the Space Council. We're going to learn so much as we increasingly, I think, are curious and interested in the potential for the discoveries and the work we can do in space. So that's one of the things I'm most excited about. But the other, you guys are going to see. You're going to literally see the craters on the moon with your own eyes. Oh my goodness. With your own eyes, I'm telling you.
Oh my God! Wow! Oh my God! And it doesn't matter where he got the money from. Don't ask him where he got the money from. All that matters is if you didn't vote for him.
And you ain't black.
Right? Come on, talk to me, guys. $12 billion for the Ukraine. Don't even worry about where the fuck it came from. Let me ask you this. Remember I had that video called Whose Mans Is This? Was anybody here for that? It was a while ago. I said, whose mans is this? And I was talking about Joe Biden. I said, whose mans is Joe Biden? Who voted for this man? Who was out here celebrating and tap dancing and doing the motherfucking Mr. Bojangles for this man? Where are you at today? I need to talk to the people who was out here rallying us up together to vote for this 72-year-old alleged white supremacist. Where are the black people at that voted for Joe Biden? Oh, I know where they're at. Listen to me, guys. This is going to get hilarious. This is hilarious. Talk to me, guys.
Take the vaccination. Take the vaccination. Take the vaccination. Take the vaccination. Now. Now. Keep hope. Keep hope alive. Alive.
We got to talk about our older people, our elders.
I'm not asking what's in the infusion. I'm not looking up all of the ingredients in the infusion. I am sticking out my arm and I am taking the infusion.
We got to talk about our elders in the community Where's all the elders that voted for Joe Biden because you felt like he was going free at last, God almighty, we free at last?
United States Army veteran Dr. M. Dujon Johnson unboxes military equipment sent to him by family. Johnson's making his final preparations before leaving to join Ukrainians in the battle for their country.
I swear to God, we the worst. We the fucking worst.
What the fuck? Bro, nah. See, nah. No, 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 no. I see coon people.
United States Army veteran Dr. M. Dujon Johnson unboxes military equipment sent to him by family. Johnson's making his final preparations before leaving to join Ukrainians in the battle for their country.
But at some point, we have to decide we are our brother's keeper, and I feel very strongly about that.
That calling, Johnson says, came from watching a country he loves turn into a war zone following the Russian invasion.
I feel that a foreign power, external power, can attempt to erase the identity and the sovereignty of a country. It's so blatant that it really struck a nerve with me.
Johnson served in the Peace Corps in Ukraine back in 2018, where he trained university professors on how to bring transparency and democracy to the classroom. Johnson, who also trained NATO troops, says he's not just worried about the Russians, he also worries about the unpredictability of fighting with untrained civilians.
Not recognizing a combatant toward a friendly fire, the idea of shooting your own people, that's probably a bigger concern even than snipers.
The 62-year-old says he's keenly aware of the dangers. As Johnson reflects on his decision, he says he's relying on faith. And as he's fighting overseas, he wants us to make the world better in our own ways.
Out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket. What do you gain from that?
Look at this. It says, now this is allegedly brand new news. Y'all can look this up. I don't know how true this is, but I looked into it. It looks pretty true. It says Instagram users in Russia were warned Sunday that they will be blocked starting at midnight after the platform changed its hate speech policy. Now listen to this, guys. This shit is really, really, really crazy. Instagram changed its hate speech policy to allow Ukrainians to share messages such as death to the Russian invaders. Now, like I said, y'all can look into this. I don't know how true this is, but it says here that Instagram recently changed its hate speech policy where it allowed only Ukrainians. Remember, the whole narrative is that we can never allow just black people to do anything. When it comes to black people, it's got to be all lives and everybody's got to do it. But now Ukrainians, particularly and only Ukrainians, are allowed to share messages such as death to the Russian invaders. A Russian communications regulator told users in an email to move their photos and videos from Instagram before they are no longer able to access them, while suggesting they switch to the country's own competitive interest platforms. We need to ensure the psychological health of citizens, especially children and adolescents, to protect them from harassment and insults online. The head of Instagram said the block will affect 80 million users on the platform. Now look at this, guys. It said Meta. You know, Meta is the new, basically Meta is Facebook and Instagram and all that. Meta, which also owns Instagram and Facebook, had announced a new policy Friday, applying only to Ukraine. Do you hear this? This is how I'm going to know I'm making a change. I need you to tell at least one loved one in your life, whether it's your significant other, your parent, your child, tell at least one person tomorrow that Facebook announced a new policy Friday applying only to the Ukraine that allows calls for violence. Oh my God. Facebook and Instagram had announced a new policy Friday applying to only Ukraine that allows calls for violence. They allow you to call for violence on their platform as long as it's against Russian invasion, quote unquote, into their country. The company said it would be wrong. Oh, see, this is why we must be living in the Twilight Zone, because the company said it would be wrong to prevent Ukrainians from expressing their resistance and fury at the invading military forces. But let's just go ahead and replace Ukrainians with Black Americans and see if that would go over quite as easy. What if it said Meta, which also owns Instagram and Facebook, had announced a new policy Friday applying only to Black Americans that allows only Black Americans to call for violence in posts about police brutality or invasions on them. Facebook and Instagram said it would be wrong to prevent Black Americans from expressing their resistance and fury at the invading forces against them. Do you think that that would go over easily on the media? Would Black Americans be allowed to express their fury? They are allowed to express their fury, guys. I need you to understand the trick bag. They are allowed to express their fury, but the moment you kill a Black person, the moment you kill our child, I have to forgive you. The moment you kill my child, immediately I have to be on CNN with the tissue paper ready to hug you and kiss you and forgive you. But the Ukrainian people can pick up resistance forces and pick up arms. They got $12 billion from Joe Biden and they can show their fury. I need you guys to understand how literal, this is literally like ridiculous.
All right. Thank you.
President Biden signed a spending package Tuesday that includes $13.6 billion in aid to Ukraine.
Putin's aggression against Ukraine has united people all across America, united our two parties in Congress.
The bipartisan bill locks in $4 billion for refugees, $2.5 billion for food and health care, and roughly $3 billion for military and intel support.
We are united in our abhorrence of Putin's depraved onslaught, and we're going to continue to have their backs as they fight for their freedom, their democracy, their very survival. And we're going to give Ukraine the arms to fight and defend themselves through all the difficult days ahead.
Biden signed off on an additional $800 million in secretary assistance to Ukraine, including anti-tank missiles and more defensive weapons. The aid announced today brings the U.S. total of assistance to Ukraine to $1 billion over the last week.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't Black.
I have set you apart. Oh, Lord, I can't get no help in here. I have set you apart.
See, this the shit I'm talking about, y'all. Now they have a message, pray for Ukraine. How the fuck you know what's going on in Ukraine if the news didn't tell you? What if Ukraine did something bad? Why don't we pray for Russia too? Isn't that what you tell Black people all the time? Pray for your enemies. Don't be like them. Don't stoop to them. You got to be like Jesus. Pray for your enemies. Pray for Russia then. If that's the case, let's motherfucking pray for Russia and pray for Ukraine. On top of that, like I said, you don't know what the fuck is going on, so stop being fucking hypocrites, followers of propaganda. How about you pray for Black people? Pray for the niggas next door to you. Fuck is you talking about? Pray for Ukraine. Get the fuck out of here.